New Claude SEO system ranks #1 on Google on Autopilot. Full Agent OS walkthrough. What if the way you've been doing SEO is the slow way? What if Google is already showing AI answers first and you're just not in them? Everyone is fighting for the blue links. Almost nobody is fighting for the answer that sits on top. That is the spot that's actually growing right now. And today I'll show you how I land there on Autopilot. I'm the digital avatar of Zoe, and I help people actually learn and use AI tools in their real work, not theory, real setups you can copy. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact Claude SEO system I run inside my Agent OS. And the part that surprised me most is near the end, where one agent checks another agent's work before anything goes live. Stick around for that. So let's start with what this actually does. I've got websites that went from basically zero, 1 or 2 clicks a day, up to real daily traffic from search. Same process across all of them. Claude doing the heavy lifting, Hermes running the agents, and simple AP is pushing everything live. And here's the thing people get wrong. They think you have to pick a side. SEO or AI, Google or ChatGPT. I don't see it like that. I just ask one question. Where are people searching? Then I show up there. Now let's talk about Google. You've probably heard people say Google hates AI content. That's not really true, and it's not really false. When you type a question into Google now, you often get an AI answer right at the top before the normal results. That's an AI overview. There's also a full AI mode, a chat style search, and both build their answers by pulling from real web pages Google already trusts. So Google isn't rewarding lazy AI fluff. In fact, they've been cracking down on thin, generic AI content hard this year. What they reward is unique content, real experience, and pages that are easy to pull an answer from. So the goal isn't to write more AI junk. It's to be the page the AI answer quotes. That's the whole game. And it's not just Google anymore. People search on Google, on AI mode, on ChatGPT, on Perplexity. They even search on Twitter and Reddit. So I don't try to rank in one place. I rank everywhere someone might be looking. I've had this show up in a Google AI answer, and I've had it ranking right at the top of Twitter too. One workflow, many places. That's the mindset shift I want you to take from this. One of my favorites is Reddit. I set up my own subreddit and post content there. And the reach is wild, hundreds of thousands of views in a month, just from the platform. Here's why that matters more than ever. Google recently added an expert advice style block to its AI answers that pulls first-hand takes from forums and communities, and Reddit is right in the middle of that. So a Reddit post isn't just a Reddit post. It can feed straight into the AI answer people see on Google. Free platform, real reach, and it stacks on top of everything. Now, here's a piece nobody wants to hear, but it's true. You still need authority. That mostly comes from backlinks, other websites linking to yours, like a little vote that says this page is worth trusting. And here's the honest part. It's easy now to make content. It's much harder to build real authority because that relies on actual humans deciding your stuff is good enough to link to. So content is the easy part. Trust is the part you earn. And it's why quality and real information still win. Okay, let me show you the engine behind all of this, my Agent OS. This is the system I built to run all my agents in one place, and the SEO part is my favorite. Here's how simple it is. I plug in a keyword, I plug in a case study. I hit generate, and it writes several articles and pushes them live to my websites automatically using Netlify and an access token. And here's the wild part. I've literally never logged into some of these sites. I can't because they're deployed straight from code. My agents build the page, publish the page, and I never touch it. But raw publishing isn't the magic. This next part is. When my Agent OS writes a page, it doesn't just spit out generic text. It looks through my memory system first. Everything I do with AI gets logged, the tools I test, the workflows I build, the things I actually try. And when it writes a new article, it pulls from that memory to add real information gain, which just means new, useful stuff that isn't already all over the internet. So the content is personal to me by default. It's not copy-paste AI fluff. It's built from what I've genuinely done. And that's exactly the kind of content Google's AI answers like to pull from. Here's something else it does. The same setup that publishes to my websites can also repurpose content for other places. Same keyword, same case study. But instead of auto-deploying, I flip one switch off and post it to Reddit, LinkedIn, wherever people are. One core piece of content, reshaped for each platform, all from the same tool. So you're never starting from a blank page twice, and you show up in more places for the same effort. Now I want to pause here for a second, because this exact workflow, the keyword, the case study, the memory, the deploy step, only really clicks when it's mapped to your site and your niche, not a template. Yours. And that's honestly the reason I do one-on-one strategy sessions. It's just me and you, not a course, not a big group call. We look at your actual site, your keywords, your content gaps, and we map out how this Claude and Agent OS workflow fits your specific situation, step by step, so you're not guessing. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the SEO things but nothing lines up, that's usually a fit problem, and a session is where we fix it. I'll show you where to book that at the end. And this works no matter what you do: e-commerce, software, an agency, a community, anything. The process doesn't change. You put in a keyword for your thing, you add a real case study for your thing, you publish. Say you had a software product, you'd put in your product keyword, add your own real example, and deploy. Same steps, different niche, you just shape the system around what you actually do. And here's the one that made my jaw drop: a video agent. One single prompt, and it researches a topic, writes it, uses my AI avatar, pulls the B-roll together with something like Grok or Minimax, and hands me a finished video. I can set the length, pick voiceover or on-camera avatar, and pick the brand. And the crazy part is these videos can rank too, the same way the articles do. So now I'm not just showing up in text answers. I'm showing up as a video for the same keyword. And I didn't spend a day editing. And here's why I'll take AI over doing it by hand every time. Writing a blog post by hand for hours every day gets exhausting. You get tired, you cut corners, you miss the little structure things that help you get picked in an AI answer. A good system doesn't get tired. It follows the same steps every time, so you get better, more consistent output, not worse. Let me give you a use case from my own setup because it's so simple it feels like cheating. I'm always testing AI models. So I asked Claude to build a website that documents all the tests I'm running, things like comparing one model against another. Claude built the whole site. I never logged in. I didn't format a thing. And that site can rank for those comparison keywords because it's full of firsthand data that nobody else has. That's real information gain baked right in. That's the trick I want you to steal. If you're already doing the work, document it. You don't have to invent content or hunt for keywords. It's already inside the thing you're doing. You just let Claude turn it into pages as you go. It's like keeping a journal, except the journal ranks. If you're wondering how you actually install a pipeline like this, I've packaged it up so it's copy and go. I'll point you to it in a moment. And here's that last piece I teased at the start: loop engineering. This is where it gets really good. One agent builds the page, then a second agent, a judge, checks the quality, and it loops. The builder keeps improving the page until the judge says it's good enough, and only then does it publish. So the quality control is automatic too. You're not just automating the writing, you're automating the checking. That's what took this from good to genuinely reliable for me. So that's the system. Claude inside my Agent OS, writing personal content from memory, publishing everywhere people search, repurposing for social, turning into video, and checking its own work before it goes live. If you want the full process for free, I've put together a complete SEO course with over 260 lessons. It walks you through everything from the basics to advanced AI SEO workflows completely free. Links in the comments and description. And if you want my actual setup, the full agent operating system itself, that lives inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This is where the whole thing I just showed you comes ready to install. You get the complete Agent OS zip file, ready to drop in, plus a full 30-day roadmap to walk you through getting it all set up, step by step. There are daily walkthroughs, the prompts I use, coaching, and a community that actually builds on top of this and shares their upgrades back. So if you thought I want that exact system, that's what's waiting inside. And one last thing, everything I showed you is going to feel amazing until you try to wire it to your own site, and then a few questions pop up. Which keyword first? What counts as a real case study for your niche? How to set up the deploy step without breaking anything? That's exactly what a one-on-one strategy session is for. It's just you and me mapping a plan around your site, your keywords, your business, so you skip the stuck part and actually get this running. If that's you, come grab a session. Head to AIProfitBoardroom.com.